we're at a roof build down in Burnsville. Guys have taken the shingles off of the second story. Shingles are still on down here for now. These are the old shingles. And you can see up here they've installed the synthetic underlayment. We've got our ice and water shield here, going 2 rolls up, and then they run it up the valley. They put some catch-alls up to protect the home from debris, so that way when shingles come down they're not going to scratch the windows, or it just helps prevent some of those problems. You can also lean OSB up to help protect the property. In this case, the crew brought a trailer for debris removal. The shingles were boomed up onto the roof this morning. So we are hard at work. We got our rolls of ice and water shield. These are about 3 feet wide. Got some tarps out to protect the concrete from staining. The white synthetic underlayment up there goes everywhere on the whole roof where there isn't ice and water shield. The synthetic underlayment gets stapled into the decking. The shingles, you're looking 4 to 6 nails per shingle with today's current standards. It used to be 6 nails, but they've changed the shingles. So now you can get by with 4. Some roofers will typically do 4 to 6. One thing to beware of when the crew is building, if it gets windy, you want to stop at your build, you want to be here. You want to make sure the property is protected. You want to make sure that debris isn't blowing into the neighbor's yard. So we got something here. I want to pick this up. That way we keep the neighbor happy. The crew here at this roof, they've got ropes attached to the peak up there. Got ropes dangling down so that way they're strapped, they're harnessed in the back of this second story. They've got tarps on the deck up there, also very important so you don't scratch the deck up and mark up the stain or the paint with the tar and the asphalt from the shingles. Some other basic roofing information. The edge of the roof here that's horizontal, that's called the eave. The angled edge of the roof is called the rake. This is a gable roof, so you've got a front and a back. There is no hip, so there's no outside corners. It's a pretty simple gable roof. The fascia is this aluminum trim up here that runs up and down the edges of the roof. It's about 6 inches wide. That's fascia. On top of the fascia you can see some drip edge. They'll have either drip edge or cider's edge. So that sits on the very top of the fascia. It's about 1 inch wide and then bends back and extends onto the roof decking and gets nailed into the roof decking. So it's got kind of an L shape to it. Continue to take a look at the property here. Got a little eyebrow roofing section here above patio door. That'll get fully covered in ice and water shield. All the vents will be replaced. This is a pretty simple, pretty straightforward roof. Over here, some other components on the exterior. You've got your aluminum soffit. So the soffit is the underside right here. So again, this is fascia with drip edge on the very top. And then down below, this is soffit. And if you look, some of the soffit pieces are vented. And you want the soffit to be vented because you want air circulation below the shingle. And that's why the roof is vented. So if you look up here, you got turtle vents up on the top near the peak of the roof, and then you got ventilation near the soffit. What's happening, if we take a side view, in your attic space, you've got air that can circulate like this. And this is the garage. You've got the same thing going on up here in the house. So you got the homeowner has their living room up here. The attic is all above that. So the attic is insulated. And above the attic, you want air circulation. So that way in the summer, heat does not get trapped in the attic. If it does, the shingles will blister, nails will rise up out of the decking, the shingles can stress crack, and you run into issues. You run into big issues too with ice dams because you get a bunch of heat, say below this portion of the roof. Heat gets trapped, so the snow melts down. And once it gets to this soffit here where there's no heat rising down from below, the snow melt will freeze, and then you get a big dam on the edge of the roof, and then standing water will pool up behind that ice dam, and then eventually it will leak into the home. Roofs are not meant to be waterproof. They're meant to be water shedding. So if you have issues with ice dams, people will get a leak, and that is not the fault of Summit Construction. It's not something, if we replace a roof and someone has issues with ice dams and a leak and they get water spots on the ceiling, it's not something we cover with our warranty. The manufacturer's material warranty does not cover that. But it is an issue. It's a common issue in Minnesota. It depends on the winter and the weather conditions. But that issue does arise. Other common problems or issues with roofs are potentially water spots in the ceiling due to frost in the attic. So what can happen, again, this comes from warm air entering the attic in the winter, and it can be from a bathroom vent not being fully connected. So the pipe from the bathroom fan could be, instead of connected to the exhaust on the roof, it could be laying down in the attic, blowing hot air into the attic. And obviously the hot air is going to have some humidity to it if it's coming from the bathroom. Well, that humidity then condenses on the bottom side of the decking. You can get it so bad to where you've got icicles forming on the bottom of the decking inside the attic. Eventually that melts and people get water spots in their living room or bathroom or wherever. So that's another potential problem when you're seeing a lot of water spotting in ceilings. So anyway, we're at this roof build. Looks like it's going pretty good. They should have this build done today. They started this morning about 7:30 in the morning. And they're moving pretty good. They should be done, cleaned up, and out of here tonight by 6, 7 o'clock. This roof, it's about 38 square. It's approved by auto owners. Got some windows on this claim as well. Roof came in at about 22 grand. So nice little roof job, fairly average. Nice property. But I'll make another video here to show you guys the windows. Bye-bye.